Hi, welcome to Book Takeout, where two guys eat takeout and discuss comic books and comic book related media. My name's Sean.
I'm Felix.
And today we're eating pizza again.
Yeah, we really like pizza.
Pizza's great. It's got lots of pepperoni on it.
So yeah, there will be spoilers in this episode for Arrow, Flash, and as well as like Rebirth. So if you haven't read those or seen those yet, read them, then come and watch this show. All right, see you later.
Yeah, do that. Last week we spoke about Batman vs Superman, DC TV, and DC Rebirth.
Mm-hmm. Pretty DC centric episode.
This week will also be currently a bit DC centric, I think.
Yeah, Marvel's not done that much. I mean, we've got a couple of Marvel things coming up, but most of it's DC stuff. DC have really been owning this week, to say the least.
Well, last 2 weeks, really.
Last 2 weeks, they've been absolutely dominating.
I mean, they can't really dominate the movies. Might as well dominate everything else.
It's true. They are storming the fort, to say the least. So, let's hop right in.
Alrighty.
So, just earlier today, it was announced that Brie Larson is in very early talks to play Captain Marvel. What do we think? Sean, I know you've got some very strong feelings on this.
I think she's a great actress, and I like her in things, but I don't like her as Captain Marvel.
Why not?
I don't think she's old enough. When I read Captain Marvel comics, I always see her as like more of a seasoned veteran. I mean, she's been around for years.
Mm.
And I don't like this idea that the oldest people we have in Marvel are Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Captain America.
Yeah, actually,
and then like Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
And that Black Widow is the only like adult female character that we've got. So I don't. And when I mean adult, I mean like 30s.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but I understand then. It would be nice if she came in and she was a veteran. She was older than all them. She knew more. But
isn't she supposed to be a vet?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe a Charlize Theron, maybe. I mean, Angelina Jolie's a bit too old to do it now.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
Yeah, Charlize Theron could do it.
Yeah.
Cameron Diaz could do it.
Someone a little bit older. Somebody who would pack more of a punch. Because I think you're right. It'd be nice if she came in and rather than feeling like she was going to be trained by these older guys, if she came in and she was like, come on guys, I already know what I'm doing here.
Yeah,
I'm a veteran. I know how I play this game. But overall, I mean, Brie Larson, they could have gone far worse. I think Brie Larson it's not the worst pick they could have gone for. If she does get it, she might not, but...
I mean, they could have gone for David Duchovny. That'd be pretty bonkers.
Whoa, I don't know what you're talking about. Bring me Duchovny. But he's my casting choice for everyone. But I think, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It could be worse, it could be better. But I think, all right, I can see her be having good chemistry with the rest of them. You know, I can see them having some fun times.
You know who Duchovny would be? Duchovny would be a really good preacher.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, he would be a lovely wee preacher. Speaking of...
Preacher, yeah, let's go for it.
Preacher episode 1 came out. Yeah, it's really good.
No, yeah, Seth Rogen director. I was quite
surprised
which is
with that, kind of a bit of a shocking twist, but I think he really nailed it.
I think
it's got a nice unique feel, I think. It's sort of...
It's been currently being hailed as like the greatest comic book adaptation on TV.
Yeah, I could see it because it's I think it's got that nice sort of it's got like the brutality of Daredevil, but the fun of some of these other shows. Like, yeah, I mean, you've got that bar fight scene where you see him snap the guy's arm and the bone just actually snaps out. That made me properly recall back, but I loved it. You know, I think it's got that nice mix. It's not afraid to do like the bonkers of having Cassidy bottling a guy then drinking out the bottle while it's stabbed into him.
Yeah, it's mad.
But it's also not afraid to. Yeah, it's a nice mix. It's a really nice mix of both.
Yeah, I know I'm going to enjoy that series.
Mm-hmm.
I really loved it. I'm not too keen on his accent.
Yeah,
I think his accent's a bit shite. But on the other hand, he's a British actor playing deep South America.
It's going to be tough either way. I think he's still a good choice. So I think I'm interested to see how he progresses. Because as good as the first episode was, it was very mishmash. It was very just bounce, setting up everything. Yeah. So I have a feeling episode 2 hopefully will sort of link it all back and then we'll actually start telling some stories and get some interesting things happening. So Preacher, jolly good. Also, Jesse Eisenberg is confirmed to be in Justice League, which is, well...
the worst news you could possibly have for a Justice League movie.
Unless...
to bring him back.
Unless... it's like... I'm really hoping DC are going to save this. Unless they bring him in as like a bridge to introduce his father, hopefully played by somebody better. Unless they use him as he tries to, oh, look, it's me, Darkseid, love me, and then he gets killed, and then in comes his dad. Like, I feel like DC definitely learned from Batman v Superman. Like, everyone is talking about how that film had issues. Even what's face Jeremy Irons came out recently and said the film was all over the place and messy, but Justice League isn't. Justice League is far more streamlined and focused. So I'm hoping they've learned from this, and if they do bring in Jesse Eisenberg, it's to swiftly kill him off or to kind of completely reinvent him.
I just want Bryan Cranston. I remember early casting rumors included Denzel Washington, and I hate Denzel Washington. I hate his stupid face. No, I wanted Denzel or Bryan Cranston, so hopefully, because he is Lex Luthor Jr., maybe we can introduce a Lex Luthor Senior.
It's a kind of weird case where I can see they were like, oh, we don't want to go for the boring kind of obvious choice, and yet that would have been so much better than what we thought.
Sometimes boring and obvious is the best.
Yeah, because I mean, as boring and obvious as Cranston would have been, he would have been fantastic, because he can definitely hold his own, as opposed to Eisenberg, who just sort of, him versus Superman, it never felt like a fight yet. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, egg timer.
You have a red vine.
No, it's pee in a bottle.
Speaking of casting for Justice League.
Yeah, speaking of casting for Justice League, Grant Gustin obviously isn't the Flash, but recently, he is the TV. Very recently, Tom Cavanagh, I'm going to say his name wrong, as well as Katie Lotz and people like that, have all come out and given these kind of big speeches and interviews and things, saying that they think Grant Gustin definitely should have been the Flash. Their kind of pitch for it was essentially that he's an actor. He could have done darker, and they could, because DC has so many different worlds, he could have just played a different world Flash.
Yeah, no,
on that, sense. Just being Grant Gustin. They said he's an actor. He can do darker. He could have just done that. To be quite frank, I think I completely agree. I think it would have been a nice way to get around it, because I get they couldn't have linked TV and film. I know I want it, but...
Well, they've introduced parallel universes on The Flash. I mean, we've got 3 Earths right now?
3.
And they've said that there's 56 breaches, so there's 50... Did it say 52?
They said 52.
50,
so I remember being like,
52, 52, right, yeah. 52 breaches. So there's 52 universes, so we can easily say that...
We can easily link them somehow.
Yeah, so then TV's Earth Prime.
Yeah.
DC Extended Universe could be like Earth 4, 5, 17, 61. Oh, it's 52, so 51.
Yeah, they'll find a way. But I agree, it would have been nice if they'd done that, because at least it would have been some sort of fan service, I guess. Like, even if they were saying, oh, it's a different world Flash, but it's still going Grant Gustin, it would have been really nice to see at least something. Katie Lotz also revealed that season 2 originally had huge Harley Quinn plans, but they were all scrapped by the TV
because
film.
of Suicide Squad. Yeah. No, I knew that. I was very disappointed with that.
This was very sad as well.
I think she's great.
Speaking of TV casting news, though, interestingly, in a couple of interviews with, oh Lord, I've forgotten his name, David Ramsey, that's it, the guy who plays Diggle.
Well, not anymore, because he's left the show.
He's naffed off. But he's given a couple of very cryptically answered questions that, well, see what you think. People keep asking him if he is cast as Jon Stewart in the films, and he keeps giving these very weird, cryptic answers. Now, obviously this might mean absolutely nothing, he might be dodging it, but what do you think? Would you see that?
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope. I don't think he's got the screen presence for it.
I don't think he does either, but if he was with someone big who did, I mean, if you're going to do all 4 of them, and you cast the others as big namers...
No, because Jon Stewart, even in a buddy type movie, he still has presence.
Yeah. Well, he's one of the big main two.
Yeah, exactly. He is the main two. It's him and Hal. And then Carl and Guy are great, but they're not.
They're the backups.
Yeah. They literally are the backups.
Literally are.
That's
the
exactly
backups.
who they are. Well, actually, technically it's Hal and Kyle, and then John and Guy are the backups.
Yeah.
But John always had better stories. He's got such a rich history. In comparison, Carl's got, what, 30 years?
Something like that.
Yeah, about 30 years, something like that. Whereas Jon Stewart's been around since the 70s. And Hal's been around since the 60s. Guy 80s. So they're the two newer characters, and they don't really have much. If Will Smith wasn't doing Deadshot, I could see him as Jon Stewart.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have someone with a little bit more of a punch.
Yeah. No, not David Ramsey, though. Yeah. Not at all.
Of course, speaking of David Ramsey, that brings us on to the Arrow season finale,
Oh god, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was, it was just disappointing, really. It just... it was a really poor, especially compared to, because we'll get on to Flash's season finale next.
Our Flash's season finale was phenomenal.
We talked about Legends. They both ended exactly how you want a season to end. Like, they ended that story, but they teased what was to come next.
And then Arrow just kind of went, oh, the Queen's the mayor.
Yeah. Arrow sort of frittered out. See, I'd even forgotten they gave him that mayor bit at the end. It was just so... It really did. It frittered. Everything that season had built up, nothing ever came of it.
No, that's true. And Damien Dark went down like a punk bitch.
Yeah. Well, let's break that down. Damien Dark is the villain. What did you think? Kind of going through this season.
I thought he was brilliant.
Okay.
I really liked Damien Dark as a character. I really liked... He was the only watchable thing about Arrow.
I think it's interesting because he had a nice setup in season 3 as well.
Yeah.
He was kind of set up quite nicely, and it's kind of weird that they haven't... Yeah, saying like, oh, there was this other guy, Damien Dark. He was set up quite nicely, so it's weird that they haven't set anyone up at the end of this season and just left it hanging.
That's because I think it's because they literally have no idea what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll get onto that next because Stephen Amell said something more about Arrow's next season. But yeah, Damien Dark. So you thought he was good?
I really enjoyed
finale again,
but the finale was weak.
Damien Dark's actually a really good way of highlighting what went wrong with those stories because the way Damien Dark went down was just pathetic because the whole series was building up this how do we beat him, and it was like how does Oliver find a way to destroy him, and in the end it didn't feel like he did find a way. He just sort of, the people of the city went, we stand with you, and then that gave them the power of hope to defeat him,
which is basically the end of any Batman movie.
Now no, it was...
How did the Dark Knight Rises end? How did the Dark Knight end, actually?
Yeah, that's true. No, what I mean is that this set up something more... Like, we had Thea, who kept doing that thing where Derek would touch her and he'd stop having his powers.
What?
That just wasn't explained.
I know, that would have been so cool.
I know, that literally came to, like, the mid-season, and then they just forgot about that.
They just went, it's because Lazarus Pit. And now that she's been cleaned of it with that thing, now she can't do that anymore. But what would have been really cool is the final fight is Oliver, Thea, and against Damien Dark, and Thea knows that he can't do that to me, so she sacrifices herself.
Something like that, yeah. Because it felt weird. They built it up, and because like when I went into this episode, I literally thought, well, that arc hasn't been touched on in ages. Surely this is when Thea's going to come out and be like, by the way, guys, remember that thing I can do? What if I get close to Dark, I can stop him? I thought, well, there we go.
Yeah, but they ignored it. They wrote it out because of the thing that
but that's what I mean. Like, what was the point of writing that out? Why even bring it up? There were a lot of things like that were set up and then didn't pay off, or things that were set up in the final episodes that didn't pay off. So moving on to Thea suddenly being like, I've got to go away because I threatened a child. You know, that could have been interesting if that had been set up episodes before.
I forgot that she threatened a child, to be honest.
That's the point. Like, but again, Thea was saying there, my bloodlust clearly isn't gone yet. I mean, you can't have it both ways. Either she's clean and so you've got rid of that story where she can stop him, or she still has this bloodlust, so why can't she stop? A lot of things didn't make sense. This episode feel like it was written in a hurry. It felt like they just sort of went,
it's just...
shit, we gotta do things.
We need to get rid of all of these characters because we think they don't work. But they've gotten rid of characters that do work.
What did you think of that ending?
That don't.
What did you think of that sort of that getting rid of everyone? Do you think it was a wise move?
I agree with Diggle. I agree with getting rid of Diggle. I love him as a character. I think he's great. I'd love to see him on Legends at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, his story arc makes sense. He's just killed his brother. He's going to go back into the military. He's going to redefine who he is as a person.
I'd agree.
That's great.
I think that was one of the only things, because that felt like that was set up. We had his brother all the way through the season, and then that kill, we then had a few episodes to let it sink in, and then him leaving, it all felt like it worked. It was part of something long.
It worked. Thea walking away, not a big fan of that happening, because I really enjoy having... Green Arrow and Speedy is a thing that needs to be there.
Yeah. Also, again, it wasn't set up. We're getting Roy Harper back. So he's going to come back.
But he's not Speedy.
No,
he's Red Arrow.
Yeah, it
Arsenal.
Felt Speedy's leaving felt weird. It didn't feel like it was set up again. It felt like last minute they went, we want to get rid of everyone. Let's have her threaten a child, and then she's gone. You know,
it felt very just shoehorned in, and obviously they killed Laurel Lance off.
Yeah,
which I thought was a bit weak. Because she's one of the defining characters in Green Arrow mythos.
Yeah,
and I see that they're ripping off a lot of Batman, but there's some things you can't take away from Green Arrow, and one of them is the fact that it's Oliver Queen. You can't take away the idea that he's a playboy billionaire by day,
which they have taken away. They've
completely
forgotten him being a billionaire by day.
and I see that they're borrowing a lot from Batman comics, and I get that they have to because Green Arrow's source material isn't. He's got some great storylines, but isn't the best.
Yeah, he's got a couple of great ones, but a lot of them feature other people quite heavily, and it's a very mixed bag of stuff. He's not the easiest to pull from.
Yeah, exactly. So I get why they rip off Batman so much, but getting rid of Speedy, getting rid of Black Canary, those are two things you can't take. That's like taking Robin away, or taking Catwoman away.
Yeah, they're two. Because you're right. The show
like
when they were introduced into the show, it felt like an addition, and nothing was taken away. You were like, oh, that's actually a really cool addition. But now pulling them away doesn't feel like a smart move. It feels like they were so critically part of it. Like Felicity definitely should have been the one to die.
That would have been so good.
It would have been a much more
emotional end.
Yeah.
Also, they've gotten rid of two strong female characters, and next season to replace them with two dudes.
Well, I assume so. I mean, we're getting Colton Haynes back.
Is that just action figure sales?
Who knows? It is unfortunate. You're right. Because we're losing. The only one we're keeping is Felicity, which
is not
is weak because she's the one who I feel like if she died at the end of the season, I would have gone, okay, it's it would have been better if she died earlier, but I guess she's the person who has run her course now. Yeah. She has done everything she needed to do. Her storyline is over. She is the one who should have gone.
So I'm you know what I'm kind of hoping for? I'm hoping that the anti-hero character that I only thought about this last night. The anti-hero character that Oliver has to go up against, I desperately want that to be Black Canary.
That'd be quite cool. What, as in Laura Lance resurrected?
No, I'm not resurrected because she had this weird that cutaway bit in her thing.
The pulled in, I need to talk to you, cut away, and then she's dead. Yeah, you're right, we don't know what that is.
Could just be, hey, I'm faking my death because of these reasons. Help me do that.
It could well be.
So
yeah, you're right. That's something else that kind of we are hoping they have set up as opposed to something they forgot about. But you're right. We had that pulling moment. Yeah. Well, Stephen Amell recently said about Arrow season 5. I think it is clear that even the cast themselves are aware that these last couple of seasons have been missing something. The way he described it was Arrow is a bit like Starbucks. Season 1 and 2, they were making coffee. Then, as seasons kind of 3 and 4 came, as these other shows started competing, they had to introduce sandwiches and other food. But then he said, look, season 5, we're going back to what we're good at. We're going back to coffee. It's going to be strong. This is his metaphor, not mine. I hope, but I see what he's saying. They're going back to the basics, which is why they're kind of... They're reducing Team Arrow. It's no longer this huge crew. It's just this small him, Felicity, and it'll be Colton Haynes coming back.
What about Mr. Terrific?
You
can't introduce Mr. Terrific and not use Mr. Terrific.
It was weird. I wanted him to be like a nice tease at the end. I wanted him to be in the finale, kind of finally perfecting his little balls, and then it'd be like, oh, we're getting him. But he still feels very...
Are you having that? You're going to have that?
Oh, of course. I shall have this final piece of pizza. But no, he still feels like he's being set up, which is weird, because season 5, I'm kind of hoping will be their final season.
Yeah,
it feels good to be there.
Well, it's 5 years now, so they can't really do flashback Arrow anymore. So it will just be them continuing. Hopefully it'll be done. And I mean that in the most sincere way. They need to end it on a strong note, and then that's it.
Yeah, end it on a big one. Then that frees the way for another new show to take its place.
Spin that off. Set up Teen Titans for me. Set up the Titans for me and spin off.
Well, I think it would work because then as Arrow fades out, Flash would be going into its 4th season at that point. So that would be your big holder as another kind of grounded show comes in to kind of launch off it.
Like Titans, we get Nightwing, maybe. Fingers crossed. Hawk and Dove. Batgirl.
Something.
Just give me a Batman TV series. That's basically what I'm saying. Red Hood. Red Robin. Give them to me. Flash. Flash was phenomenal.
Well, yeah, jumping off the Arrow finale, which was poor. The Flash finale was brilliant.
It was amazing.
Well, I had one issue, which was the same when Arrow kind of faced it. Zoom kind of went down like a pussy in the end. Like, for all the setup he'd had, I wanted a better beatdown of Zoom.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Other than that, though, I thought the finale really was... It was a masterclass in how to do a finale.
Also, I need to talk about Jay Garrick.
Go on, let's bring out the big guns, Jay Garrick.
Jesus Christ. I'm just happy that there's a version of John Wesley's ship that's the Flash. on like Earth 3. He's just chilling over there. And they
Yeah.
can bring him in for a few episodes.
What I loved about that twist was that, I mean, we all knew it was Jay Garrick in the mask. We had no idea it was going to be John Wesley Shipp, and that was the nice twist. They found a way to make that twist interesting, even though we sort of already knew it was coming. It felt like a double twist within a twist, and it was just, it was brilliant.
And he put the hat on.
It was, it made me smile. It made me so happy. I thought, this is exactly what you want from Flash. A show that's kind of, it's got those moments of sad, but overall it's fun. It just feels comic booky.
Yeah.
And that moment where he put on the suit and you're like, it looks so ridiculous, yet I love it.
Yeah, he did look a bit of it. Yeah, with his little top gut.
Yeah, but I saw it, but I was like, but I love it. But I love it all the same. I couldn't ask for more. It was absolutely.
No, they ended that storyline perfectly. You get the death of his dad, but then he has this idea that, hey, there's a version of my father still running around.
Yeah.
And that version understands me more than my dad ever would have, because he is the Flash.
He is a Flash. There was the interesting little comparison between. Oh wait, I'm going to say it wrong now. Crisis on Infinite Earths, where Barry Allen died. Obviously, he dies in the big red beam going to the sky. That's how our time doppelganger died.
Yeah.
So whether or not that's them kind of saying, well, we love Crisis on Infinite Earths, but you know that's as close as everyone's going to get because it'd be too bonkers to do any more.
Yeah.
Or whether that's just a little throwaway gag and we can still get that in the future. I don't know, but
I think it's a nod towards Zoom becoming the Black Flash and disappearing into
that was a nice little. Again, everything in this season, it ended nice because it ended how you wanted it to, but it also had a nice little. Everything ended with a little tease. So obviously, you had the Black Flash. You saw him and you went, "Oh, hold on a minute! Didn't see that coming. That's nice."
I think what I thought was really cool is not only do we have this idea that we have multiple Earths that we can't. There is a way to travel to, and you can do that. I like that they've written Wells out.
He is confirmed to come back though as a season 3 regular.
Oh, fuck's sake!
Yeah, so let's hit upon the big ending of Flash.
Barry Allen dives back in time and saves his mum.
Flashpoint. What do you think?
Are we getting a Thomas Wayne Batman?
Well, this is where things are a little bit weird. What are the other shows going to do starting off? Because obviously, if Arrow comes in...
Jeez, it has to be different now, doesn't it?
If Arrow starts off with its episode 1 and everything's fine, well then that instantly tells us that Flash's season 3 has to end with him, like, nothing changing.
Yeah.
Like, they create that problem. So my theory is, what if this big 4-part crossover was a big Flashpoint arc? Legends of Tomorrow are on their ship, so it doesn't affect them, but Rip Hunter sees that there's been this big timeline change.
And he goes, oh, snap.
Yeah. What if that was our big 4-part crossover? Because you're right, Arrow
instead of ending it on a 4-point crossover, they start it with a 4-point crossover.
Because obviously Arrow's going to really
Supergirl's a different Earth,
stuck.
Isn't
yeah,
she?
but they could find.
She's Earth 3.
Flash...
Supergirl's Earth 3.
Well, I've got a hunch about the Earth. I have a feeling that it'll be the other way around. Like, we've been told that Jay Garrick comes from Earth 3 and the Zoom came from Earth 2. Obviously, in the comics, Earth 3 is the big evil Earth, and Earth 2 is the sort of not the nice Earth, but it's just a kind of mimic of ours. I have a feeling that they'll be the other way around, because these Earths were only named that way because of just the way they discover them. But I have a nice feeling that it'll turn out that Jay Garrick's is actually Earth 2 and Zoom is from Earth 3, the kind of evil Earth where there are other heroes. And so they went, which is why everyone there was evil. You know, we had Killer Frost, Death Storm, and everything. So that'll turn out to be the evil
No, but
Earth.
they were all Earth. He didn't bring them over from his Earth. He created them on Earth 2.
No, he brought them over his Earth.
Oh.
So I've got a feeling his Earth will actually be Earth 3, where all the kind of big bads live.
Oh.
And Jay Garrick's from Earth 2. But back to Flashpoint. But yeah, the big 4-part crossover. Because you're right, it's going to be tough if these other shows just continue like nothing happened. Because then we've got a big problem.
They need to. Everything needs to go the way Flash is going at the moment. Otherwise, it's just going to be stupid.
Otherwise, it'll be really weird. Because yeah, you're watching Arrow thinking
Arrow opens up. It's not Oliver Queen as the Arrow. It's Robert Queen.
Yeah, I'd love that. What a
we get 4 episodes of Robert Queen.
Do you know what I'd love? Right, if they opened it as if nothing had changed. It's just my name is Robert Queen, and it's the intro, but with him instead. Yeah. And it's like nothing. It just rolls on.
Someone
and you're
email
watching,
Stephen Amell right now.
You're like, sorry, Stephen, you're not in season 5. It's
your dad.
Sorry, but that would be. It's going to be tough. You're right, because it puts these other shows in a weird position because they can't just continue like nothing's happened, unless Arrow season 5 is going to be a Flashpoint story with Oliver, and they're going to sort of I don't know. Maybe they go, in this Earth, he doesn't have this Team Arrow. It's just him versus this anti-hero. Maybe that's what they mean by taking back the basics.
I'd rather they just did a four-part crossover where it wasn't even Stephen Amell. He goes back to normal after 4 episodes, and great, done. Sweet.
What does that mean for the rest of the Flash, though? So do you think we just get Flash kind of does 4 Flashpoint episodes? We have this big kind of Flashpoint event, which sounds awesome.
Yeah, but the great thing about Flashpoint is that with how it ends for Barry Allen is he remembers this entire life that he had with his mum and his dad, but knows that that timeline is adverse for the rest of the world. But at least he has those memories. He'll always have those memories, and that's how it always ended. Yeah. And that's a really great little thing for me, and I wish that's something that I hope they do. But I think they're going to butcher Flashpoint because it's such a
Flashpoint. It's like when I saw that, I was so excited. I thought this is amazing, but at the same time, I was a little bit. I mean, I trust the CW to get this right, but I am still a little bit worried because obviously I was rereading Flashpoint, and it's huge.
It's massive.
It's expansive. It's massive. And there are so many really nice elements to it. But also...
I mean, like Citizen Cold, for example.
I love it. But also, Thomas Wayne is such a huge part of that story.
So they'd have to do Robert Queen.
If they try and do it without him, they're really going to struggle.
Yeah, they'd have to do Robert Queen.
I think Robert Queen's going to be the way to go. Because, I mean, in this universe, it does feel like Green Arrow is their backup.
He's there.
So I think it would have to... But even then, I don't know, it's going to be tough. Because you really will be... Thomas Wayne is such a unique character in that story... And he is such a pivotal part of it.
We can get Moira Queen in as well.
Is Moira Queen the Green Arrow in this new world?
No, Robert
My
Queen's
name is
the
Moira Queen.
Robert Queen's the Green Arrow, and Moira Queen's like... Wait, Green Arrow doesn't really have a Joker character, does he?
Not really. Not at all.
No,
unless she becomes Slade Wilson.
No, that'd be stupid. No, maybe like Brother Blood or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, no, you're actually right. Although if they did that, that's when it really is like... You really did just go full Batman nicking there. So yeah, Flash ending, I think overall...
Great. Brilliant.
It nailed it, as did Legends. Arrow...
Not so much.
Not so much. So what would you need to see next season on Arrow to get you back involved? Because I know right now, we're both... You know, if the Arrow... if the trailer of season 5 is weak...
I'm still going to watch it. I feel like we've come this far.
I mean,
we have to finish it off.
If that trailer opened and it's just Arrow and Felicity against, I don't know, pick the worst villain you can imagine.
Arrow and Felicity against the Sands of Time.
But if it was like
and Felicity against
what would be a really annoying villain from Arrow against? I don't know.
Watching this episode of Arrow as Stephen Amell or Oliver Queen and Felicity go up against the worst crisis known to man. The stock market.
Boom!
Watching this episode as Oliver Queen.
I would more enjoy a random show about him and Felicity going up against like everyday tasks. It's like the Green Arrow is out of eggs, but all the shops are closed. What will he do?
The Green Arrow goes to a bank to get a loan.
As Queen Industries goes under.
Arrow and Felicity are enjoying the high life, but what happens when Felicity's ex-boyfriend, the Atom, comes to town?
Oh god, it's just gone full rom-com. It just went full rom-com.
I can't wait. This has to be Arrow Season 5.
These are our pitches for Arrow Season 5. Full rom-com. Just go all the way. If you're gonna go like this route, just go bonkers.
Arrow and Felicity are getting married this weekend. But who's Ollie gonna ask to be his best man? Will it be his lifelong friend, Tommy Merlin, who's mysteriously come back to life? Or his relatively new buddy, Diggle, who abandoned him at his hour of need?
Diggle! I love me some Diggle.
Diggle.
Can't wiggle the Diggle.
Right, no, in all seriousness, season 5 needs to be season 2, basically.
I mean, to be blunt, like, if that first trailer was bad, I might not watch season 5. Like, if they put him up against another magical or another kind of super strong being, and it was just him and Felicity...
He's dead!
It's the kind of thing I might...
squished!
Yeah, but it's the kind of thing I might, like, binge watch at the end of the season, as opposed to just watching it. Because I don't know I don't know if I could really pull myself through. Like, I need that trailer for the first bit of season 5 to be brilliant. I need to see it and go, oh, thank fuck, they've gone back to the basics. It's good old Arrow.
Yeah, you just went, oh right, it's Prometheus. Great.
Yeah, I'm
down for this.
I just need it to be, a basic, not stupidly superhuman, no meta, just a guy.
Yeah, agreed.
So you're right. It needs to be season 2 again.
It needs to be season 2. It needs to be that Deathstroke story arc, but not so much family centered. Or this guy's going to destroy. Not even this guy's going to destroy my city.
Yeah, but this guy's Deathstroke was like, I want to kill the Green Arrow. I want to get my revenge.
I prefer this storyline to be kind of very under the Red Hood, where it said, hey, this guy's not destroying the city. He's actually doing a good job, but the way he's going about it
is not the way it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's got to be something like that. Something interesting, something different, something more season 2-esque where we can watch it and be like, it's good. It's true to the characters while putting a nice little twist on them. It's kind of exactly what you want.
I'm excited at the idea of what we're speaking about. Yeah. Not excited for Arrow Season 5.
No, unless it is one of those things where I'm like, okay, sold. Speaking of Green Arrow, though, Green Arrow Rebirth came out, and to say the least, it's
good.
It's brilliant.
It's really good.
It's kind of
his goatee's back.
Yeah, it's nice to see Arrow go back to his roots. Everything kind of people love. The goatee is back. Him and Black Canary, they're not like romantic or anything, but she's in it. She's in it very heavily. It looks like she will be for the rest of it. They've kind of nailed the double life of him being this kind of super rich guy, as well as this guy who kind of fights for kind of moments where Robin Hood is. Because I love Black Canary talking to him about it. Yeah, it's really nice.
Really good. The banter's back as well. So yeah, I loved it. I didn't read any of Green Arrow New 52.
Nor did I.
Because I thought it was. I read the first 5 issues, and I thought it was a bit. I might read it now.
I'm kind of tempted to now because I think it's the same writer, isn't it? I don't think the writer's actually changed for this.
No, I don't think so.
The art's changed. Yeah, I will agree. Like it makes me want to go back and read the previous ones because while they might not be kind of stand out excellent, I thought this one really was. It kind of instantly like I'm going to read the rest of this arc straight away. I'm curious. I want to know more about this kind of villain they've introduced, the Underground Men.
Yeah,
I like it. It's got me curious. I'm kind of hoping they've taken a slightly different way from the Court of the Owls because the first issue was very Court of Owls. But I'm hoping they kind of spice up it. I mean, they even more or less reference it in the comics. One of the faces on the screens of all the people is Court of Owls. Yeah. So, but I'm hoping they kind of pulled away a little bit and we get more interesting. But I thought, it was a really solid issue. I'm invested. I want to see more of that.
So I'm actually, when I get back after this, I'm going to read all of New 52 Green Arrow just so that I know what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's actually disappointed me that I don't know what's going on. Like I don't know the backstory of this kind of new Oliver Queen.
Yeah. For once, I'm sort of like, damn, I want to know more about what happened before. I want to reread those comics. It might not be brilliant, but I want to. I want to know what's happened so that this story makes more sense. Yeah. Which is really good. That's exactly what you want.
Speaking of Court of Owls, Batman Rebirth.
Now this one's gonna be a little more interesting. It might be even a little bit controversial. We didn't think the new Batman Rebirth was.
Oh, it's nothing really.
Especially compared to the others that came out. That all came out kind of with a kick or with a setup.
What happened to Alfred's hand?
It got cut off by the Joker.
He's got a hand in this one.
It gets put back somehow in some of the arcs. I don't know.
Oh, there's a massive continuity error there. It's got a hand in this arc, unless it's a prosthetic.
I think it's probably a prosthetic. It's weird. But the problem, I had a couple of problems with Batman Rebirth. I think mainly it just didn't feel kicking and alive. Like, it's the only one of them that I wasn't like, oh, I've got to read issue 2 the moment that comes out. It's like, I don't really need...
I don't really care.
There's nothing... I mean, it was very much like a little one-off story, almost. Like, oh, Calendar Man's going to accelerate the seasons, and he has, and then Batman stops him, and that's it.
And Batman does it with his new, not Robin, Duke Thomas. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that really weird new kind of companion in the yellow biker suit that just...
It looks stupid.
It looks stupid. Also, I feel like it hasn't been earned, like... Everyone else, like Dick Grayson, something like through the Robin phase.
Duke Thomas earned Rob. He's earned Robin.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We Are Robin's just phenomenal.
No, that's what I mean. He's earned like a Robin suit, and then from there, maybe then you give him this yellow thing.
He hasn't earned a new identity.
No,
but I don't think they wouldn't have given him Robin because Damian Wayne's around. And I think in a way, bringing Damian back was a mistake because when he died, that was brilliant, and to introduce Duke Thomas as the new Robin. Like they did in the 5 years storyline, like what's it called? Future's End. Duke Thomas in that new age Robin outfit. He looked cool. He looked awesome.
That's my sadness. Like I think he should be the new Robin. I don't want Damian as the new Robin. I want him. I want Duke Thomas as the new Robin.
I want Damian to still be dead because I think he's better dead. And which is sad because I love Damien.
Yeah, he's a good character, but in terms
the-
of like all the characters in play here, it's better if he's dead.
Yeah, but then again, it wouldn't it just be basically doing exactly what they did with Jason Todd? Robin died, Batman went a bit mental, new Robin came, new Robin, now Robin.
Mm-hmm.
So I get why they've brought Damien back. And also, Robin, Son of Batman is actually a really cool. It's a cool little series.
Yeah.
So there's two things.
It's a tough one. It's a really tough one.
What if there was two Robins? That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It just two Batmen running around at the same time. One can that be two
However
Robins?
they've done it, I don't think the way they've done it in the comic really works. It just feels too quick for them to suddenly be like, look, he's got his own identity, bang, right off the bat.
Yeah, no, completely.
It almost feels a bit anti-Batman because Batman is so like cautious about bringing these people in and training them up slowly. Yeah, whereas in this one, he's like,
it took Bluebird 40 issues to even get Bluebird, something like that.
Something like that.
And she's not even Bluebird anymore.
Yeah,
she quit.
Whereas with this, it's like instantly, here is your new identity. You're your own superhero now. Yeah. You're just gonna kind of
help me.
Be there to help me.
And I'll train you. I'll train you to be something better than Robin. That's basically what he said.
Yeah, I don't know if it worked really well. Calendar Man,
not really the greatest of villains, to be honest.
No, I mean you can do something. In the kind of the short Arkham Knight series, I don't know how many people read that. He had a little kind of run-in with the Batman that I actually thought was kind of interesting. It was giving Calendar Man something to do, whereas this one just felt really weird. Having him like hibernate out his whole body. I thought, where?
I don't remember that being in anything pre-New 52.
No. Also, that seems.
But then again, I don't know much about Calendar Man because I always thought he was a bit stupid. So
well, that's what I think. Like, he's a really like ridiculous villain. If you're gonna reinvent him, that's definitely not the way to go about reinventing. Suddenly saying, "Oh, well, he morphs himself out of old body." Like, if you're gonna do him having funky stuff with dates, fine. But that just felt
weird.
Strange. It felt weird. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't buy it. It just.
Also, I feel like they've just kind of erased Jim Gordon as Batman.
Yeah, it's like they're just kind of pretending that didn't happen.
Yeah, but why? That's a great story.
It's an interesting little arc.
And why isn't that suit doing anything? Mm-hmm. Why can't we have Jim Gordon running around still in that bat suit going, hey, we know that Gotham's got our vigilante bat, but hey, look at me, I'm doing this too.
What's to come when we introduce, what is it, Gotham Man and Gotham Girl or whatever they're called?
Yeah, I'm very excited about that.
That's got me interested, but this story didn't get me interested.
Why didn't they just introduce them in this issue?
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for that twist, but this issue for me, it didn't start off Batman in the same way like New 52 Batman started. That started off with okay, I'm invested. I'm in.
Yeah,
I want to know.
Start off with boom,
brand new villain, brand new everything. Here's Batman beating up all of his old foes, and here's a brand new villain to fight him. Yeah. Interesting straight away. This one, not so much. It just kind of nothing interesting happened. Just kind of
petered off.
Meh. So, in a weird twist of events, Batman's gone downhill. I thought Superman has gone massively uphill.
Oh, it's brilliant. That issue's fantastic.
Yeah. I thought Superman New 52 it's been a bit of a mixed ride. I haven't really been sold on any of it. I've liked bits of it, but overall, it's not really been my cup of tea. Whereas this Superman Rebirth was really nice.
It was strong.
Everything about it was... I like the way it was almost breaking the fourth wall, and the fact that you had pre-New 52 Superman saying, of course he's going to come back from the dead. Being dead is easy,
Yeah,
Rebirth is hard.
I was dead.
Yeah, he's like, don't worry, your Superman's going to come back to life. But I like that. I like that they're almost referencing it and having everyone else be like, he won't. He's actually dead. You've got to accept that. I thought it was a really nice little twist. A little play on the fact that everyone comes back to life, but this Superman probably won't.
Yeah. But it's okay, because we've got...
Yeah, but it's okay.
We've got the better Superman, so that's fine.
I like the fact that they had him fighting Doomsday, and they had that research to remind people, like, this is that same Superman who fought Doomsday all those years ago. Like,
this is
the same guy.
That dude. This is the dude you guys have missed. This is the Superman that remembers how much the world means.
Yeah.
This is... when it's not New 52 rookie Superman who...
No, this
doesn't quite know what he's
doing.
Good
old classic Superman.
This is Superman that makes sense when he talks to Batman.
Yeah, I think it's nice because it's almost like they've reinvigorated the Justice Leagues. We've got brand new Superman who is he knows everything. He's strong. He's not a rookie. We've got Batman peak strength.
Yeah, completely. Peak strength, peak intelligence as well.
It is like they've just gone, do you know what? We need to get the Justice League back to the point where it's not all these rookies banding together trying to work together. No, they are this strong force who know how to work together. Yeah. Everyone is peak game.
Apart from the Green Lanterns.
Apart from the Green Lanterns, who... That's a nice wee segue there. Nice wee segue. Yeah, so the Green Lanterns were also... I I think it wasn't as strong as the other two. It was definitely stronger than Batman, and it was overall still a really good issue.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
Nothing really happens. There wasn't any it's all set up. There wasn't any kind of action.
But it was fun.
It was good set
Also,
up.
Hal Jordan as well.
I really liked Hal Jordan's little cameo in it because it was.
Also, he looked like Hal Jordan looked
Yeah.
in Rebirth, like the original Rebirth.
It was nice. It was a really nice, and it was a nice way of having Hal sort of leave Earth and leave it to these guys, of having really setting up Green Lantern Corps is going to be out in space.
Yeah, him basically going, hey, I can't train you.
Mm-hmm.
But the Justice League are here. So
you're
fine.
You're
fine.
You're gonna be okay.
You're alright.
Yeah, but I thought that was really nice. Oh, the issue was okay. It's setting up what I call a Red Lantern invasion of Earth, which I think is quite cool. It's always nice to see more of the Red Lanterns. We don't see that much, but I really like whenever they pop up.
I miss Guy Gardner as a Red Lantern, to be honest.
Yeah.
There was a bit in what's it called, Lost Army?
Yay, with the recent one.
Yeah, where he's half Red Lantern, half Green Lantern, because he's wearing both rings at the same time. And I think that was phenomenal, and they should have kept him like that, because it would be really cool to have one lantern that bridges that gap. That's not Carl Rayner doing all of them. You know?
Doing all of it. Yeah, no, you're right. It could be quite nice. Yeah, I think it's
also,
promising.
Carl Rayner's been very underused, and he should be. He should be
nice to see him do something.
Yeah,
to really get a step in and be like, I'm here, and this is why I'm special.
Yeah, he's the freaking White Lantern. Why isn't he being used?
Do more things.
He's so freaking powerful. Oh my god. Why
Feel the sadness.
It makes no sense.
Well, with the strength we're seeing with all these Green Lantern titles and things, we might see more of him. We might see. I'm trusting the guys who are writing all. Yeah.
Carl Rayner's my Green Lantern.
My Green Lantern.
In the same way that Tim Drake's my Robin and technically John Paul Valley's my Batman.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Technically.
I guess.
Just because that's around the time that I started reading comics. That was Batman at the time.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I know. Sketchy stuff. But I think, Green Lantern was strong. Most of them were strong. They all had really good issues, except Batman's a bit weak. Batman was a bit weak.
But then again, we're getting another 2 Batman titles in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll be we'll get this Gotham Man, Gotham Girl. Hopefully they'll be interesting characters.
We won't get that with All Star Batman. I think that's going to
that's going to be more of a
Batman, just the main Batman title.
I trust it because
I'm excited to see what's happening with Detective Comics.
So DC Rebirth very strong. Now jumping over to the other side of the fence, the Marvel camp.
Oh god.
2 kind of big pieces of news. Obviously we had
let's go with Civil War 2.
Should we go Civil War 2 first? Okay.
Yeah.
So Civil War 2 has begun. So what are your thoughts on that issue? Because to me, hearing that, it sounds very one-sided. It sounds very much like Tony Stark's in the right, Captain Marvel's in the wrong.
Oh well, we're gonna get an issue that kind of shows it.
I'm hoping.
I think we've already got it. It's called the prelude to Civil War 2, but I can't remember reading it. I remember that I downloaded it. I don't remember reading it, so I'm gonna have to read it.
Yeah.
But what I find really interesting here is you sympathise with Tony Stark. You really do.
Okay.
And I like the idea that Civil War is not based on a government thing. It's
totally different reasons for them against each other.
It's based on the loss of your best friend. And I don't think it's something that Tony can take after Civil War and losing Cap.
Okay. Sounds good. Would you say it's good? It's a series people should be listening to?
I'm excited to read it. I was going to read it just based on the title.
Regardless,
But, it looks really cool. It looks really cool.
Yeah, so Civil War 2, worth reading.
Worth a read, definitely. Actually, anything Marvel are releasing right now has been pretty great.
Especially doing a good run.
All New Avengers is really good. Yeah. All New Wolverine's fantastic, and Old Man Logan's fantastic.
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man's a bit iffy,
but
Spider-Man, Miles Morales,
class
main one is brilliant. It's fantastic.
But speaking of comics Marvel releasing, what about Captain America?
Okay, so we've got 2 Captain Americas, original and not original.
Original and other.
It's Steve Rodgers and Sam Wilson.
Yeah. Obviously, people have been getting incredibly wound up over the twist.
Yeah. Steve Rodgers has always been and always will be a Hydra agent. Hail Hydra.
Yeah.
Hashtag Team Iron Man.
I mean, what do you have to say? Because my first reaction is I don't see why people are so infuriated by this, because to me, when I read this, I think this is something that will last one story arc and then it'll go back to being Steve Rodgers. Yeah. This will be like he's being undercover, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't get why people genuinely think Marvel would actually say Steve Rodgers has been Hydra this whole time. If they did,
That's mad.
I'd go, that's ridiculous, because that undermines him as a character
Completely.
entirely. So I don't know why people are angry about this. This is clearly something they're just doing to boost sales, to kind of kick up a quick publicity stunt.
They've done what they needed to do. People are going to be buying Captain America
That's
comics
the
for the next year.
Yeah, it's
Fine.
nothing more than a publicity stunt. In 5 issues, he'll be back to Steve Rogers, and he'll go, "Oh, I was undercover in Hydra."
Yeah, but he's killed a dude.
Oh no, they'll find he attached a parachute before he threw him out something. I guarantee in a couple of issues.
I kind of want him to just have killed a dude.
Oh, I wish
I
he
want
had.
that to be collateral damage to
him.
him having to protect
Yeah.
his cover. He had to kill a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Also, is a bit of a shit character, so who cares?
Yeah. The point is, I think within 5 or 10 issues, he's back to Steve Rogers. There's no way they're actually doing this. I don't know why people are so. People are like, "Oh my
Freaking
god,
out,
you've ruined my favorite character."
It's fine. They're doing something different, and they're doing something. It's exciting and it's different and it's new, and that's what comics have always been about.
I feel like there's a difference between something exciting and new and just publicity stunt. Because this feels like nothing more
It's like saying
than Marvel saying we need Captain America he's losing interest. He was a Hydra agent this whole time. First of all, I mean, it makes no sense. You know,
Oh no, it makes no sense.
if
So
Marvel
we know
actually
it's
tried
not
to say
done.
he genuinely is a Hydra agent the whole time,
Then why
you'd
have
go-
Hydra been fighting him all these
yeah,
years?
you'd go, well, that actually doesn't make genuinely that doesn't make
Captain
any
America
sense.
stopped Hydra from
Yeah.
getting their goals for
It
years.
it genuinely doesn't make any sense. So obviously, it's not their real twist here. So in our next one, which will be 2 weeks away, we will probably cover the rest of Rebirth, which will be out by then. The rest will just be kind of exciting news that drops as it drops. There's nothing else really scheduled to come out, but
Within that time.
yeah, such is the world of comics and things. There's always news pouring out. Maybe we'll find out more about Brie Larson. Who knows? Time will keep on ticking. Yeah, Sean is not happy. Time will keep on ticking.
Alright, like, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye!